You clicked on this video because at the end of your sales calls, you continuously hear, I need to think about the money, it's too expensive, or any other variation of a money objection, and you want to finally stop it. Well, you're in luck because in this video, I'm going to be going over the 4 different types of money objections, how you can get over them in the end of the call with real life examples, and then more importantly, how you can pre-handle them so they never actually come up. Before we dive in, quick reminder, if you like the content on this channel, please go down and sub, helps out quite a bit. Here's a truth bomb that you probably already know, but you've never really internalized. When someone tells you that it's just too expensive, it's never actually about the money. It's usually a smokescreen for something that goes a lot deeper. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down not just what to say, but why you're saying it, and more importantly, the psychology behind handling these types of objections. So before we get into any of these specific objections, the framework I use stays the same continuously. So number 1, isolate the objection, make sure it's actually money and not something else like value. Number 2, get them into results-based thinking, reminding them why they're on the call with you. Number 3, reframe their money perspective. Make sure they know that the reason they're on the call is because they don't have the skills to go and make more money. Number 4, get commitment to overcoming their limitations, which is just going to test if they're serious enough to make a change. Number 5, identify if it's illogical versus fear-based. Number 6, reloop and ask for the sale. The reason this works is because it addresses both the logical and the emotional side of the brain that people need to tick off when they're making buying decisions. So type number 1, it's too expensive objection. This is easily the most common money objection you're going to get, but as always, we need to look at what they mean, not what they say. So typically when someone says it's too expensive, it's either I don't see the value or it's I'm afraid that this isn't going to work for me. Now for this video, we're going to be focusing on I'm afraid that this isn't going to work for me, because if someone says a value thing, that's a huge upstream issue. When someone is afraid that it won't work for them, that means they feel uncertainty. Our goal as a salesperson is to understand, where does this uncertainty lie? Is it in you as a salesperson? Is it in the program or the product? Is it in themselves, like they can't see themselves having success? So to give you guys an example here, I'm just gonna role play it.
Yeah, man, 5,000 is a lot of money. I really don't know if I can swing that.
Oh, not to worry. I mean, if you had the 5,000 in your hand right now, would you do it?
Well, yeah, I would do it.
Okay, why would you do it though? So if we pause for a second, you're gonna notice that I'm not listing the features and the benefits. I'm getting them to articulate the value to themselves, which is much more persuasive.
Well, I guess because it would just, it would help me, make more sales.
And what would that do for you personally though, like program aside?
Well, yeah, it would allow me to, have enough money to retire my mom.
Pause. See how I'm drilling down to a more emotional benefit? If this guy stays in logical-based thinking, talking only about the program and not the emotion behind what he feels when he gets there, then we're gonna have a surface level conversation. Emotion is where the real motivation lives. Now, I'm gonna go into a risk reframe. So what we gotta ask ourselves here, man, is like, what's more risky? For you to continue making 3K a month saying, I don't have the money, or is it riskier for you to overcome your limitation of not having the money, getting resourceful and making it happen so you can look back a year from now and you're not in this position anymore?
Well, yeah, I guess staying where I am is riskier long term.
Exactly right, and you're smart for saying that. So I guess, do you feel like the fact that you don't have the money right now, I mean, is that a problem or is that the symptom of the problem? Pause. That is the critical reframe that so many salespeople neglect. All right, we already got this guy into results-based thinking. The thing that a lot of people don't do is get them into cause-based thinking. Most prospects aren't smart enough to understand that the reason they're on the phone is the exact same reason why they should move forward. So it's imperative for us to be able to get them to understand that.
Well, yeah, I guess it's a symptom.
Exactly, and do you know why though?
Well, because I don't have the right skills to be able to make more money.
Exactly, because if you had more skills, you'd have more money. So is it fair to say that the reason we're even on the call right now is because we haven't done anything in the past in order to get the skills on a more serious level?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, now I can help you with the investment in terms of like splitting it up, making it more digestible for you so you can actually do it. But in terms of the commitment to want to change and the commitment to changing the way you do things, that's gonna be on you, man. Is that something you're committed to?
Yes, I'm 100%.
So just be real with me, man. Is it that you might need a payment plan, or is the investment just maybe a little nerve-wracking? Pause. At that point, it's going to isolate whether it's fear or whether it's logistical, which brings us into the second way that we handle a money objection. This is more logistics. Now, the last thing we want to do with a person who genuinely needs a payment plan is continue to beat them over the head with this mindset bat and try to get them to buy into this next version of themselves when they're like, hey dude, I just need a payment plan. This is when a prospect genuinely wants your solution and they don't need any more reframing to be able to get there. They just have some practical constraints around joining. So this part should only come once you've isolated that it's not fear, which is why the first part of this was so important. The way we're going to go into this is as follows. Okay, is it fair to say that it's more so like an issue with finding the right payment plan rather than you even believing that we can get you where you want to go?
Yeah, no, that's the issue.
Okay, that's not a worry, man. Most people don't come to us because they are just like going out the wazoo with commissions, right? Most people come to us because they need more money, so this is totally, normal. I guess when it comes to breaking it down to a more manageable process, what do you actually have available at the moment to see what we could work out? Pause. I'm normalizing their situation so they don't feel weird about talking about money. And I want them to be open and honest with me, called the open wallet test, so I can figure out a payment plan that works for them. We have two options, man. The second one depends on your credit. Do you have any idea what your credit score is?
Yeah, it's around 700.
Okay, perfect. So we can try the second option. That's where we can break it down into 3, 6, 9, or 12 payments. It's super quick application. I'll just shoot you it over. It's name, number, date of birth, and then we'll see what you do get approved for. Now it's gonna send me a notification so I can see it on my end, and we can figure out best next steps from there. Usually what our clients do is they'll get in, they'll do our in-house funding, and then 1 month, 2 months in, obviously they're seeing success, they're seeing higher commissions, everything like that. So they usually just pay off the remaining of the loan right then. Pause. What this does is it normalizes the fact that they can use funding, which is going to give us a paid in full, and it also assumes the success of the program. Most of our clients get in, they pay it off within like 1-2 months, so they're assuming the fact that it's going to work for them. I'm giving them a concrete solution while future pacing success. Super important. Number 3, which is, in my opinion, the most important stage of the entire sales call, is pre-handling a money objection from even coming up. Now, this isn't going to guarantee that this person doesn't give you a money objection. Now, what it does is it reframes them before you go into the rest of the presentation, which gives you a lot better shot of closing them. Most people have a pattern of behavior when it comes to investing into themselves. So by exploring what they've done or not done in the past to solve the problem and achieve XYZ desired state, all we have to do is ask them these sequence of questions. So walk me through, like, what have you actually done in terms of a more advanced program so you can get to the point where you're making 20K a month and you're providing for your family at the level you want to?
Yeah, well, I mostly just researched online. I haven't really invested in anything.
Oh, really? What prevented you?
Yeah, I mean, like all the programs are so expensive, man.
Yeah, that's not a worry. I mean, but like, look at the reason we're on the call, right? What are you even here for?
Yeah, to make more money.
Okay, and why can't you make money?
Well, because I don't have the skills.
Yeah, because there's going to be two types of people when it comes to something like this, man. There's going to be the guy who says, I don't have the money, so I'm going to stay where I'm at. Or there's going to be the guy who says, how can I find a way to get resourceful enough so I can make something happen? Now, which one of those guys do you feel like gets where they want to go faster? Pause. What this does is it puts what's called an identity label on this person. He's obviously going to tell us that the guy who goes and finds the money is going to get where they want to go faster. He's going to agree to the label that that person gets where they want to go faster. So the next question we're going to ask him is, so what prevented you from getting resourceful, being how important this is to you? Pause. This is where the real objection is going to come out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just thought I could figure it out on my own.
Pause. Now we have the real objection. This is the underlying belief that we need to reframe. So the way that we're going to do that is, okay, man, that's not a worry. That's pretty common when people come to us. Now, can you see how you thinking that you could figure it all out on your own has actually been the thing that's put you in this position where money is lacking?
Yeah, I can see that.
Because looking back, what have you lost because you thought you could figure everything out on your own?
Yeah, I mean, I've lost definitely time, definitely money.
Yeah, because, I mean, man, what if you did invest back then, right? What if you did invest a year ago? How would things be different now?
Yeah, I probably would have a lot more time and money.
So what happens if you don't get over this and you continue to try to do everything on your own? Because you don't have to change, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just stay in the same spot.
Which means what?
Which means that I'll never get where I want to go.
So how committed are you to getting over that way of thinking and investing in yourself to get there? So you don't have to. Pause. What this is going to do is it's going to fully pre-handle the money objection before we even come up in the end. Finally, on to number 4. Someone saying, I can get it cheaper somewhere else. This objection is purely a smokescreen for fear most of the time, disguised as comparing to other companies. When people compare only using price, they're forgetting the risk factor. There's always an opportunity cost of doing or not doing something. And using a dramatic metaphor like we're about to use, it's going to make them realize why their way of thinking doesn't serve them. So let's say a prospect told me,
yeah, I mean, I have another company I'm talking to. I know that they're like, I think they charge like a 3/4 of what you guys charge.
Okay, not a worry, man. Let's just say that they were both the exact same price. At that point, just purely on value, like which one do you feel like you would go with?
Well, yeah, I would go with yours.
Well, why though?
Well, because I mean, I think yours can actually, help me a lot more than the other one.
Right, and you're smart for saying that, because like at the end of the day, it's almost like, it's a lot like skydiving. If I told you to go skydiving, you had the choice of 2 parachutes, one which was cheaper, you didn't feel as confident in, versus one that was more premium. You did have to pay more, but you knew for a fact it gave you a better chance of surviving in the first one. Which one did you choose?
Well, yeah, I would choose the premium one.
Why would you though?
Well, because like I'm talking about my life. Like I don't want to go for the cheap option.
Well, I mean, man, your job makes you money, which creates your livelihood. So what would cause you to want to go with the cheapest option you can based on how important it is for you to get to the point where you're 20K a month and providing for your mama the way you want to?
Yeah, I guess I'm just like, I'm nervous around spending that much.
Pause. Now we've gotten around the perceived and possible objection of, oh, I'm going to go and talk to these other companies. Because it's never that objection. It never is. The real objection is fear. So there you have it. The 4 most common money objections and how to handle them. The most important insight is that when you help prospects see the money problem, as a symptom rather than the cause. The core thing I want you to take away here is that when you get a prospect to understand that the fact that they don't have the money is a reason why they're on the call, and it's more so a symptom of the real issue, which is that they don't have the skills, that's the most important part. If you found this helpful and you want more advanced sales training that's just like this, I do have a more advanced program. We run like 8 group calls a week. You have multiple one-on-ones with me. So if you're between that 5 to 12K a month mark in closing and you want to get to that next level, click the application link down below. And if you guys are just here for the free value, go ahead, sub, like, and I'll see you on the next one.